Hey y'all, it's December the 13th, 2018. And y'all, I just wanted to check in with you real quick, see what's going on with y'all. I'll give y'all a little bit of an update, real quick. That second documentary is coming along. I made some advancements on it yesterday and stuff. It might be a little while longer. Y'all know how it is. Alright, but it's coming. And, I'm pretty excited about it. But I wanted to talk with y'all real quick about some stuff, some current events, things of this nature. Some stuff that I think is pretty crucial. One thing that you might have heard about, I don't know what people hear about, but I guess it went viral. It's this man by the name of Steph Curry up in the NBA. Heard a lot of stuff about Steph Curry, mainly about basketball. I do know that he's not a very big advocate for gun rights, things of that nature. Steph Curry, he got in a little bit of trouble, if you didn't know, recently with some people, and he was made to apologize. Whether or not that apology was sincere, I couldn't tell you. It don't matter to me much. But basically what happened is Steph Curry was on some sort of podcast or something. He said he didn't believe that we actually landed on the moon. Now, since I can remember, there's been people out there of the fringe, a small minority, who say, we never landed on the moon. I know people have been saying that since I can remember, right? It just seems to be more nowadays than there was when I was younger. Right. Steph Curry was made to apologize. Whether or not Steph Curry actually believes or doesn't believe that we landed on the moon, I guess that's beside the point. But I thought it was very crucial, and a lot of people were talking about it. I think it's very crucial when you consider the benefit factor, and that's what I wanted to bring up right now. The benefit. I want you to ask yourself, in your day-to-day, all right, at your job, for example, does it benefit you in any sort of way to believe or to not believe whether or not we in fact went to the moon? I'm talking about people, human beings. All right. You'll find that more than 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, it doesn't have the slightest effect on your financial situation, on your personal situation, on your relationships. Does not make one stitch of difference. Alright, so if you didn't know, there's a lot of people out there who got mad at Steph Curry for what he said. They said it could be dangerous. It could be dangerous. Doesn't Steph Curry know that his reach is so powerful and vast that it could be really, really honestly dangerous if Steph Curry does not believe that we landed on the moon? All right. I'm not sure what's the line of reasoning. I would assume that all sort of children that look up to Steph Curry now will automatically not believe that we landed on the moon, and that's dangerous. Like I said, regardless of whether you want to believe it, whether you don't want to believe it, I'm tending to not believe it more and more these days. I mean, the evidence just says it's not really there that we went. And I'm big on evidence. All right? I like things proven to me. I'm not going to say one way or another, but I'll tell you this. When I go to work, it doesn't affect me, not for a second. When I come home, not for a second. All right? Does it benefit me at all? All right? So the people out there, and I've heard people talking about this. Owen Benjamin was talking about it earlier. A lot of people talked about this. There's people out there that go crazy. They go crazy nutballs. When you question something, mind you, something like the moon landing, in which it affects nobody. Like I said, hardly anybody. A slight fraction, a fraction of a percent of the people in America are actually affected by whether or not we landed on the moon. All right, so when people get all emotional, people start demanding apologies, you get to understand just how much of a cult it is, and they're involved in a cult. All right, can't really be trusted necessarily. But this is kind of, all this kind of rhetoric is like, it's sort of new, I think. All right, or at least it's becoming more mainstream. Like I said, the idea of questioning things. There's people out there who question everything. I'm here to tell you, I've seen them on the internet. There's people out there who do not believe anything at all. All right, reminds me of a fella I knew way back when, or actually it's a couple of years ago. He was a young fella. He told me he never believed in dinosaurs, or he doesn't believe dinosaurs ever existed. Thinks it was made up. All right. It was then and there, like I said a few years ago, when I realized there is no reason to try to convince this guy who I'm working with, we're not working with dinosaurs. Has nothing to do with our job. And so why in the world would I feel emotionally compelled to try and convince him otherwise? I think there might have been dinosaurs, but at the same time, I don't know, nor does it matter. Nor does it matter. It's not dangerous. Some people are finding it dangerous. I think the only people who would find it sincerely dangerous are those who are liars, who are trying to cover up lies. All right? Real briefly, so many people are wanting Israel to get resigned out of his office. I mean, I'm talking about Sheriff Scotty Israel, as far as in regards to Parkland. I'm talking about, oh, he's a liar, he's a liar. Well, how do you know where his lies end? I still don't know where they end, but that's kind of like on an inside note. If you're following Parkland, who's to say where his lies end? All right. I wanted to get that across. There's certain things out there, just to think about them. You can think about it on a day-to-day basis, that people are made to believe, and you're supposed to believe it. You're supposed to believe in all these things that nobody's ever really proved to you anyways. Nor does it make a difference in your day-to-day life. All right? And that doesn't sound like a cult to some people. All right? As people, we operate on faith and stuff, so we just happen to believe in certain things, and meanwhile, we don't really have proof of those certain things. And meanwhile, there's certain people that are in authority positions who happen to lie all the time. All right? And I'm going to end on this note, something I wanted to bring up. Obviously, you probably heard about Alex Jones going to Washington, D.C. again, and he was shouting and yelling at people. He was shouting at some guy named Sundar. I never heard of him. Some guy named Sundar. He's the CEO of Google or something like that. And he was shouting at him, talking about Google's evil. That's awesome. I think that's awesome. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with Google and YouTube. And a lot of people have already alluded to this. All right. Does not take a genius to figure out. They want to ban Alex Jones, right? That's a problem, right? Because a lot of people listen to him, and that's not my opinion. That's just straight up facts. That's not your opinion. There's millions of people who listen to him all over the world. It's not going to stop. All right. In fact, there's people who's way more extreme than an Alex Jones talking about they don't believe in anything, to include the moon landing. All right. Or any of these mass shootings. Any of them. Right. So here's the problem. That is contagious. You understand? It's not something. It's just growing and growing. I'm here to tell you. I'm 32 years old. I've only seen it growing and growing and growing. It's contagious. And the more people that get banned, and there will be more people who get banned. The more people who get banned, the more people there will be who do not believe anything at all. All right, and those people will get banned, and more people will pop up. To the point is, we're not going to believe a mumbling word. To the point is, I'm surprised people still have children in public schools. You know what I'm saying? But how much longer that'll be, I don't know. All right. How many people had to get banned for not believing in this cult-like information that we've been spoon-fed since we were little babies up in these public schools and things of that nature. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. There's no way that they can ban everybody because there's just going to be more people. They're going to have to ban the entire world from the internet. Either that or start killing people. And we're about to find out, I guess, which one that is. It's December 13th, 2018. And I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.